Hey everyone, this is Kevin Johnson, Kevin P. Johnson, as I go by on my comics. I'm the creator of Strange City Heroes. I'm just showing you the covers of my first 5 issues that are out right now. And tonight I'm going to try to draw for you. Never done this before, so who knows how it's going to work out. Just wanted to let you know these are the comics. It's available on the web as a webcomic. You can just look up Strange City Heroes, or you can type in a long web address, www.strangedrawings.artgallery.com. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to work on a new cover for my number. It's a number 1 again for a volume 2, and we're going to try to do this. I don't know if it's going to work well. And we'll see. Be back in a minute. Hey everybody, this is Kevin Johnson again. What I'm going to do is work on a cover for Strange City Heroes Volume 2, Number 1. It's going to be pretty simple. I don't try to go too crazy on stuff I do, and just people said I should try to do this every now and then and get it out there, let everybody see it on the internet. So that's what I'm going to do. All I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to draw the character, the Golden Cape. He basically, he kind of looks like a smiley face guy, but in all actuality his cape and his mask are an alien life form that we don't know too much about at this point in the comic, but he got this cape when he was a kid, and he already had a power of being really strong on his own, but the cape appeared to him, and the cape is able to do stuff like, I don't know, fight and make fists and do things, kind of like, maybe almost like a Green Lantern ring would do, where they can shape it into other things if they want. Most of the time it just stays a cape, but it flows everywhere, and it takes care of a lot of the fighting for him. And I think I just lost my lid. Well, how great is that? Just ran out of lid. Hold on a second. Hey everyone, I'm back. A new term that we should all learn is lead up your pencil. Yeah, when you're going to record something for the first time, you probably ought to have lead in your pencil. So that's that. As you see, as I was drawing his head, he's got these 2 little round button type things here, which are, they always have 2 eyes and a mouth, kind of like a smiley face. They usually have different expressions. Sometimes they have the same one, sometimes they're different. They have something to do with the alien, which has not been revealed yet, so I'm not going to reveal it here either. But basically, he just kind of has a cape that goes whatever way I want it to go, and I don't usually worry about too much of keeping my my lines very tight, as some people would call it, because I kind of, my art is very simplified, I think. I went to college and got my little art degree and wasted a lot of time thinking that I couldn't get into comics because I couldn't draw like people like Jim Lee and all the Todd McFarlanes and all those people back in the 90s, and even the older guys from the Silver Age and Golden Age. It wasn't even like them as much. It's more like them, I think, but it really I think it's kind of my own thing, I hope. And I'm influenced by tons of people, but I try not to steal anything from anybody, because I don't want to be like anybody, if that doesn't sound too cocky, I guess, because I want to be my own artist, I guess, and some people like what I do and some people don't, and that's fine, because everybody's got to like what they like. in the end, and I just made it where I don't have any arms on this guy. That's okay, because his cape is more of what we're doing here. All of my comics are available online, at least at this point. It comes out as a web comic. It originally came out as a strip type comic. I mean, it was still a story, but it had like a comic strip as far as 3 or 4 panels straight across. And the reasoning for the volume 2 I'm on now is because the art changed a lot from when I started, because I just kind of jumped in and did it because I had waited so long. I was like 37 years old, about to be 39, so it's been about 2 years, and I just jumped in and started doing something, and went with it and see where it went. And it did start to change, and the art started to change a little bit, and the style I was doing, I made it into full pages now, and that made... Hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry about the little jump in the video. My batteries ran out, and I had to go buy some because those were rechargeable, and it takes like 8 hours from the recharge. So anyway, as I was saying, we're on volume 2 because the art was changing a lot compared to the way it started, and the way that I was creating the comic changed. I went from panels to full page updates, so it just was kind of time to make a little bit of a change, and I had to take some time off for personal reasons, and so I just figured, when I came back, it was going to be volume 2. Everything was kind of going to start over. It kind of ended out on a little bit of a kind of downer anyway, so I just wanted to come up with a title just like starting over. You'll see a lot of my stuff is based on song titles or something. A lot of my titles just to pay homage to stuff I liked. I don't know if I said that or not before when I was recording. Anyway, but as far as inking goes, what I'm doing right now, I'm using a Sharpie. I just buy them in 12 packs because people say, oh, you need to use this tool, that tool, this kind of ink, and I tried a lot of them, and I kind of figured out that people don't know what they're talking about. They just know what works for them, and that's really the thing. You got to find what works for you when you're doing this kind of stuff. For the longest time I heard, don't ever use a Sharpie, don't ever use Sharpie, that's not professional. And then I go to, a convention, which there's not many around here, but I go and I see people that are, working on books and real comics, well, not that this isn't real, but for, legitimate publishers, like Marvel, DC, whatever, and those guys are using Sharpies, and it's just like, there's no rules. You just have to figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to do it and what works best. I mean, the only problem with Sharpies is that they the tips get flat, and there's really nothing you can do about that. That's why I buy the 12 pack like that, and when it starts getting flat, I'll just use that marker for filling in big spaces, in the that need to be black. I say a lot, I notice. As far as coloring goes, I prefer to do it by hand, but I really don't have time for that, because this isn't not my full-time job. I wish it could be, but it's not. And so what I do is I take it into Photoshop after I scan it, and I clean up a lot of the mistakes I make, which I do make a lot of mistakes, and I let them go a lot of times, just because I got to get this out. When I'm updating, I try to do it what I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm Monday through Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you better believe I'm going to try to do my best to get it out, and that involves doing an entire page in about 4 hours. So that's drawing, ink, color, and putting the words on the page, and then posting it. Which, you know, is a quick time to be doing it. I should probably spend about 8 hours just drawing, and that just can't happen if I want to do comics at this point in my life. So I kind of have to eliminate a lot of things from it. There's not a lot of details. There's not a lot of background stuff going on, which really bothers me, because I'd really like to have more backgrounds in my stuff and take time doing them, because a lot of times I just draw something and it's like, well, that's good enough for today, but it really isn't good enough for me. So, you know, I'm my worst critic. Some people, you know, think, oh, that's great, whatever, which not very many of them say that, by the way. You know, I don't know. I'm always trying to get better and try to figure out how to do it better. But it's one day at a time, you know, and I think anybody out there who wants to draw comics needs to draw comics. It's you know, everybody's worried about getting a job with Marvel and DC, you know, and there's a lot of other companies out there that are looking for people. And it doesn't matter what style you use, really, because there's somebody out there looking for you, or you can just do it yourself, you know. And I'm real bad about approaching people with this stuff, because like I said, I'm a worst critic, and I don't know how to do it. I just, you know, I don't know how to walk up to somebody and say, hey, look at my stuff. So I end up making a video for YouTube or whatever. But you'll find out fast that if you got the freedom to do what you want, it becomes more awesome, even though you might not find a lot of fans real quick, which I, you know, struggle with all the time. And, you know, it makes you want to quit sometimes, but I find if you take a break for a couple days or a week or so, you kind of start saying, man, I really wish I was doing that again. You know, so right now I'm kind of on a break because I needed to do this and get some stuff done as far as the print stuff goes. But I'm coming back in about a week or so. No more than 2 weeks. Today is October 11th, and you know, I'll be back before the end of October. But as you can tell, I kind of like to make a lot of bold lines here. You know, when I draw something and when I ink something, it looks a lot of times totally different. This was pretty basic, you know, picture here, but the lines usually get too thick, and I don't know what makes me do it, because, you know, I start looking at stuff, you know, because I've always been in the comic and cartoons and everything, and I see that there's a lot of thin lines going on, but I don't know, man. I look at this and it just doesn't, I just can't live with it, I guess. I don't know. And that's the thing. A lot of guys will, you know, have their own, they'll just draw and then they'll have somebody else ink and, you know, somebody else color, and it's real weird feeling for me if I don't do it all, because I feel like it comes to life more as I go, and, you know, when I say a lot, it just, I don't know, it's like I'm not done, and when I'm draw it, even if I draw it and I just gotta you know, no intention of inking it, I'll end up inking it just because I don't feel like it's done most of the time. I'm gonna do